Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Señoras y señores, live! It's time!
Welcome in. It is time, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're enjoying your evening. We are live in the Action Lab, your premier sports and entertainment talk show on the internet. Can you guys hear me? Is my sound coming in?
I can hear you, Chris.
Can you guys hear
I
me?
hear you.
Let me double check my mic.
Whether anyone else can, I don't know.
Okay, it's coming through on Twitch. I just unmuted. I can hear you.
You can hear me okay? Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. Nothing's popping off on my side, so I was making sure everyone can hear me okay. Welcome in. You are here live on a Wednesday night, your premier sports and entertainment talk show on the internet. My name is Chris. This is Scotty. We are your host and entertainment for the evening, and we have a quick show for you guys tonight. We have the March Madness Final Four upon us, so we're going to get to that. But we're also going to check in on the various stories happening around the sports world, and maybe the not so much in the sports world. And we're going to have some fun talk about those things. So we're just hanging out with you tonight, just a kind of a casual night. We have some things brewing here coming up very soon. Sunday, we will be getting into some NFL draft coverage, because everything's starting to come down the pipeline. We're starting to get some things brewing when it comes to some rumors, some different mock drafts are getting released now. And so we're going to break down what we think are going to be some of the names to keep an eye out for on that first round.
Let's not kid ourselves. All your teams need so much help, guys. So, draft may not save you, but it can help.
Riley, thank you so much. Sounds like Verizon commercial. Can you hear me now? Yes. Thank you for the
hear me now? How about now?
100 biddies. Appreciate that. Thank you, Riley. Thank you.
What's up, Brendan? How you doing?
Brendan in the chat. Scotty, welcome back. It's been a minute since we've seen you.
I had a little hiatus, surprise hiatus on Sunday. I know what happened. So, I mean, not that this is big. This Saturday night, we had one of our supper clubs with our friends. Chris, we were out way too late. And then, so got back late, went to bed, whatever. Sunday was a busy day. And then my wife was, she actually went up to Vail to stay the night and ski the next day on Sunday night. So I was home alone and I was putting Aubrey to bed. And I think I might have beat her. I fell asleep first. So
was this about you beating your kid?
No, let's be clear. I beat her to sleep. I got to
I
sleep
mean-
before her
I
breakfast.
beat her to sleep.
The
That
That does not
no,
sound
that doesn't sound.
the phrasing here is
I know,
not.
all right.
It's
no longer
not.
using the word. I fell asleep prior to my daughter. And yeah, I was. I mean, I knew I was gonna be tired for that stream. I'm like, oh boy, I'm gonna be tired. But tonight, listen, it's not my bedtime yet. I'm here. My wife's even home, which I told her, I'm like, this is the first Wednesday I feel like you've been home for a stream in forever.
You're not a single dad tonight. What do you think about
No.
that?
Might be able to not be interrupted during the stream. That'll be different. That'll be different.
You could actually get through a stream tonight. That's it'll be a first. You heard it here first.
Supper Club, Hollywood Scott. To be clear, Supper Club is just what we call. It's like a group of us couples that have like every month or two, like we go to someone's house for a happy hour and then we go out to dinner. It's not crazy.
I may not be able to make the stream Sunday. Depends on what when the hockey game ends. We've got tickets to all the remaining Sabres home games. Okay.
Unbelievable, Riley.
Okay.
Probably need to send out a few more 100 biddies if you're not going to make the stream.
Also,
Just
SCG asking about the burrito. 2-foot burrito from the Texas Rangers.
2-foot burrito. I did see that in the Discord. It's too much, right? It's too much.
Like what are we doing here?
I mean,
Nobody wants a 2-pound burrito. Riley, if you just phrased my beat my child clip, I don't appreciate that.
Just clip it. Just clip
I
it.
appreciate it.
Clip it for the world.
No,
Just don't share it with the world. And then we're good.
Here, I do not beat my children. Okay.
Yeah. By the way, it's called the broomstick burrito for the Texas Rangers, and it comes in this massive 2-foot box, loaded up, and not only that, it's like a smothered burrito, Scotty. It's like it's got stuff on the top, so you can't even eat it like a normal burrito. You can't.
I'm not trying to do a fork and knife action at a baseball game. Nor am I trying to eat 2 pounds. I'm trying to consume some beer.
Yeah.
I have no room for beer.
Well,
that would be good. Oh, that'd probably be good for like. Let's just say you and your family go to a Rangers game for whatever reason.
I mean,
you order the burrito and everybody eats.
The only reason that would make sense is if the Rockies were playing the Rangers in Texas and it was on a day where they were about to sweep the Rockies. That would make sense because that's a broomstick burrito.
well,
which the Rockies, Chris, you and I can almost score as many runs as they do these days. So. It's over.
Yeah.
The season's over for the Rockies. It was a hell of a run.
Where's the eliminated meme? Where's the eliminated meme?
Hell of a run for the Rocks.
Chris, you're trying to get more of a presence on social media. You make the meme.
I'll make the meme. Rockies eliminated from playoff contention.
Haven't even had their home opener yet. That sucks. You know, when you're already eliminated before that, but sucks to suck, I guess.
Have you seen the standings for the AO Central?
I have not.
All 5 teams are 2-4, which means technically the White Sox are in first place.
Those Royals are about to turn it around. Don't you worry.
By the way,
Royals have always been my team. I don't know if you guys knew that. They've always been my number.
They've always been your number. Yeah, sure. Whatever you want to say.
You're welcome, Sky, for sweeping the Twins for you.
Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, I'll take that.
So,
sure.
Going back to the broomstick burrito, first of all, can we say that would be a rival challenge to the 9-inning challenge? Or what is it, the 9?
Yeah, the 9-inning challenge where you have a hot dog and a beer per inning.
1 hot dog, 1 beer per inning. If you could eat the broomstick burrito and have 1 beer per inning, along with just 1 burrito, I would give you props on that one.
That's an expensive night, Chris. If you're at the ballpark ordering a beer per inning, you're really hiking up that bill.
It's crazy. Yeah, you need to go to one of those.
You got to load up right before because they don't. I assume don't serve after the 7th. At least Coors Field doesn't. So I'm pretty sure they all don't.
Yeah, you stockpile beer under your seat.
Stockpile beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Classy.
We still have to do a
Classy.
9-inning challenge live on stream, don't we?
Yes.
I would lose so badly.
It's easy with the cans of beer. We have the hot dogs and the buns.
I would have a strategy with the beer, and I'll tell you what it is. I mean, I would literally just open up a can of beer, pour it into a glass, and I would pour it from glass to glass to get rid of all the carbonation, so it doesn't get so full in my
Ooh,
tummy.
yeah.
You got to get rid of that carbonation. That's what kills you. The bubbles. It's the bubbles.
The terrible pour is perfect because it gets rid of all that carbonation. So
just get it as flat as possible.
As flat as and I think that could work.
Yeah.
Because it's when you when you drink out of a can and then you put stuff in your stomach and it all just I think we got a good winning strategy here.
Yeah, that's the only science related thing I believe. That's it. That's the only one.
Yeah.
Fake.
Totally. Everything else is fake. Food, science, absolutely real. Absolutely.
Yeah. Beer science specifically, or alcohol science.
Yeah.
Alcohol science. Every other science is not real.
That motherfucker back there is
Do
not
you
real.
believe in the science of deconstructing an ice cream cone?
I absolutely do not, and would not even visit a ballpark that did that. So.
Black Market, welcome in. Just popping
What
into.
was that Seattle? Was that Seattle?
Oh, Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle.
I'd go to Seattle. Well, actually, I just don't want to go to Seattle.
Just popping in to say, good game yesterday. Jokic is a beast for real, though. We'll talk about that. I have Scotty. This is the Russell Westbrook experience I told everyone about leading into the season. This is it. You got to live the ups and the downs.
Chris, that unchallenged layup was a really difficult shot. Really difficult.
He just smoked it. We'll talk about that here in a second. Don't worry. Minnesota just gets.
You know what?
Sick.
What I don't watch a lot of NBA games outside of like the Nuggets, mostly during the season at least. Playoffs, I'll watch more. You know what pisses me off about when we play Minnesota, and maybe I just don't know because I haven't seen them, but like when they played Dallas in the Western Conference Finals, every single one of their players was worse, and they were getting the same looks. Chris, they just played like ass. Like everyone was playing like ass, and it didn't matter anymore. Like it just frustrates me that all of a sudden they could just start hitting 3 after 3 in the fourth quarter against us last night and whatever. Anyway, I mean, both teams were shorthanded. Obviously, Joker had a decent game. He was okay.
I mean, he didn't. No, it wasn't a fantastic game. It was only the highest scoring triple double of all time.
Is Jamal Murray? I don't think that's true. Is it?
Is what?
Double check that stat. Is that true? I don't think that's true.
What? The highest scoring triple double?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's 61. Harden and someone else had 60. Harden and Luka had 60.
Maybe they showed the graphic during like one of the OTs last night, and he was like third, and maybe that's what I'm thinking about.
No, yeah, he was
finished off the game.
Never. The other two were 60. He got 61. So never been done.
Is Jamal hiding from Minnesota?
He doesn't want to.
Is he hiding? It seems like he's hiding. Well,
it's like Embiid playing any good team ever.
It's like Embiid playing in Denver.
Played in Denver in decades.
Embiid comes to town with the Sixers, and we're looking at the lineup updates. Embiid, where you at? Where you at? It's been years.
Nuggets tonight going with 0 of their starters in the lineup. Not a single starter for the Nuggets playing tonight against San Antonio, and guess what? They're losing by 12.
That checks out. That checks out. Yeah. So, Nuggets in action tonight. They're trying to do their best to now, and if there's anybody that's going to manipulate the standings, no one does it better than Michael Malone. So
it feels really hard because of how close the West is.
Yeah.
Like we're likely getting what? LA, Golden State, Memphis, or Minnesota. Or in LA, both LA teams, I guess, are in the picture. But it's just a scrambled mess.
I mean, everybody's separated between 5 and 8, or separated by one game.
One game.
Yeah.
So how do you position yourself when all those teams are that close? And obviously, the Nuggets don't want to play Minnesota.
Then I'm comfortable with the Nuggets.
I don't really want to play the Lakers in round 1. I would prefer just to stay away from that. I'd like Memphis. I'd be fine with the Clippers.
I'm comfortable with
Golden
anybody
State,
but Minnesota.
Golden State, I'd be all right with. I wouldn't love it, but I'd be all right with.
I'm comfortable with any team besides Minnesota. I mean, Golden State will. I mean, I still think we'll do. Steph is on fire. If the same night Jokic put up 61, Steph was raining down threes in Golden State. It was crazy on the Memphis Grizzlies. So
maybe just from a watchability factor, if we played like LA, the Lakers in round 1, the amount of free throws LeBron and Luka would combine for per game would be like 50. And I would just be like, I can't handle it. It makes me so mad. At least against Golden State, they're more of a perimeter team and like wouldn't just see him at the line 100% of the time.
Yeah. SDG, I don't believe in the science of Pittsburgh's empanadas. Nobody does. They're not real. As a
that was more math than science. The math is you actually have to put substance in the middle of the empanada. Fun fact. As a lifelong Wolves fan that sat through so many bad seasons, the idea of a player scared to play Minnesota rules. And I can't verify that.
No.
Maybe Jamal is just hurt or whatever. He was a late scratch with a hamstring, and he's had hamstring issues, for forever, going back to last year and the year before. But I hate Minnesota. I respect their game, but like, they always beat us by like a point, Chris. It drives me effing nuts.
Did you hear? I think it's Minnesota I think it's the Timberwolves that have a new owner now.
Yeah, that went through. It got pushed through. Now we got new ownership for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And what was the number on that? What was the number on that?
I want to say it was like 1.4 billion.
No shot.
That's a low number.
No shot. Is it really?
I'd have to look it up again. That's just what I remember seeing. I saw it once, so I could easily be wrong.
Hold on.
1.5.
Wow.
Bruh.
Are you kidding?
That was close.
What a freaking steal.
And we didn't even bring up that includes the Minnesota Lynx in that as well, Chris. I mean,
are you serious? Man, Alex Rodriguez cashing in as the ownership only has to pay $1.5 billion. You'll never see a low figure like that ever again. Congratulations to them. Wow.
Gives me hope that I could buy a basketball team.
Oh my goodness.
Now, here's the question. I know it's a different sport, but will he be a better owner than his former teammate or worse?
That's a good question.
He'll probably last a little longer than his former teammate. He can't really be worse. Jeter was in Miami for like a half minute and then bailed.
Yeah, Glenn Taylor.
And he wasn't. And Jeter wasn't a majority owner either. Although I don't know that A-Rod is either.
It was really low, but they were valued at much higher after. That's why Glenn Taylor fought it. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's why it's been like tied up for so long, right? But the fact that, oh my goodness, congratulations. All right, well, let's get into. Like I said, we're gonna try to get through the stream a little bit quicker tonight. I'm a little under the weather, but that doesn't stop me from jumping on here. We're gonna have a good time with you guys, as we always do. We have a little bit of a thing called the Final Four coming up. We're going to get to that here in a second. But first, we're going to tour a little bit of the world of X. We're going to get some X in our systems. We're going to That was on purpose.
Crazy.
That was on purpose.
Someone clipping that? I don't know, like, what are we doing?
Just.
I mean, we've already established that that Chris is a little bit of a druggie.
I mean,
Gonna get high and watch a baseball game.
that's coming up soon. We'll see. Wait, Rec baited me in to watching.
I did not bait you in.
He baited me in. He twisted my arm, and
I did not do a damn
he was
thing.
like, "If you don't, I'm gonna quit." So I was like, "Okay, Rec, I don't want you to quit."
Wait, what?
Wait, should I have just been let him?
Let him
Well, now
quit.
you're banned.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? This is our opportunity.
That was our golden.
This is our opportunity.
I missed my opportunity. Sorry. That's on me. That's
I'm
on
gonna be
me.
honest. When we did our weed stream, however many months ago that was, I think you just gave me a faulty gummy. I didn't feel a lot at all, and then you gave me a gummy in Arizona.
And you enjoyed it.
Yeah, had a good time.
You had a
Was laughing
great
at
time.
things that weren't overly funny, but that's okay.
Well,
my wife says I never laugh, so
well, we were also surrounded by a bunch of half the table was not partaking. So it was a weird audience. Let's just put it that.
Oh.
And we were playing
I don't know if anybody
cards.
cared outside of maybe our father-in-law, because he told me that the next day I said the word gummy in front of my kids, and later on he told me, he was like, I don't think you should be talking about that in front of your kids. I'm like, they have no idea what that is. Like, they have zero clue. I think we're fine. But he's like, well, it's just my opinion that you shouldn't be talking about that in front of them. I'm like, okay.
Okay. Noted.
Got it.
Noted.
Got it.
RELAX.
Yeah.
Relax.
All right. Well, yeah. So either way, I mean, if you want in on that baseball game, we're going to be watching some sort of game.
I don't. Does it have to be a baseball game?
I
That
know.
sounds
I
kinda
know.
Well, it is just the only reason was Chris. Go ahead, tell your story about how the Yankees got their torpedo bats.
Yeah. So I was basically saying baseball is full of analytics nerds. It's a bunch of Poindexters in the back trying to figure out how they get an edge in every aspect of baseball, right? Analytics, data,
cheaters and analytics. Yeah.
cheaters and analytics, right? So they get a bunch of nerds out of college and they're like, let's figure this out. And I swear, all they do is they take them, they give them a couple gummies, they throw them in a storage closet and let them put on tape in there, and they put them on in the back and just say, figure out the analytics back here. And these guys come back, they're like, bruh, I think I figured this out, dude. All we gotta do, I found out that all of our dudes hit the ball in the middle of the bat. All I want to do is move the big part of the bat. What if we did that? Move the big part of the bat to the middle and we would never miss. And then everyone's like, that's a great idea. Let's see how it works. And sure enough, the Yankees unleashed it in the first week of the season. And they're just bombing and everybody's talking about it now. So that's my theory. And I was like, maybe I should go in and I should create some new analytics for the Colorado Rockies. I'll do it for free.
Chris, our analytics department is elite. I know years ago they came up with the genius idea before Trump ever thought of this, to build a wall, Chris. To
build a wall
in right center that was higher than it was before. Before Trump ever had that idea, the Rockies analytics department had that. Does that wall work against the Rockies as well? Yeah, it sure does. But we don't hit the ball usually. We just miss it normally. So it doesn't really matter for us. But also the torpedo bat thing is like, I'm surprised it's such big. I've had a torpedo bat forever, Chris. just ask my wife, you know.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus.
Relax.
And I'm signing off.
And
You gotta give him that hook too and spit on that thing. You get me?
here we are. Here we are.
Canada missed you last stream too. Let's talk about Chiefs fan wants to ruin the Eagles with the tush push. It's not the Chiefs pushing that, to be clear. They might vote against keeping it, but it's not the Chiefs pushing the tush push ban.
It's mainly the Packers.
It's Packers and there's one other team. I think it's mainly the Packers, but there's one other team as well.
Yeah, I know Steelers voted against it, but they're not like looking like with the Chiefs.
Well,
We just want player safety.
player safety. Yeah, let's take care of our
Even
players.
Even though there were no injuries on the play last year.
That's not true. Chris Jones got hurt in the Super Bowl on a tush push play, so not true.
Well, maybe he should face the right direction.
Well, hey, maybe not, but either way, he got hurt on a tush push.
Okay, one guy got hurt. It's because he faced the wrong way.
Get rid of the play. It's a rugby play. It's not a football play. But I'm just a hater, so
Yeah, that is a true
I
statement.
can acknowledge that. Listen. It'd be better for my team, who never does the tush push, to have it banned.
Yeah.
So ban it. I can be selfish like that. I'm fine.
I-
And does the play suck to watch? Of course it does.
Well, either way, we'll find out more with all of it soon. But until then, we have some things that we want to search for on the X world. Twitter X. If you're all you people who is just into the Twitter name still, I'm almost done calling
It's
it
been
Twitter.
like a year, Chris.
I know it has
Move
been.
on.
It has
We gotta
been.
Move on.
But here we are. We're going to go ahead and talk about some of the posts that really stood out over the course of the last maybe few days or so. And we're going to start here with of course, the crazy ending to the Denver Nuggets and Minnesota Timberwolves, which double overtime.
Elite pass from Anthony Edwards right here.
Here we go. You have
Bang.
Russell Westbrook smoking the layup to go up 3. Or no, 4.
3.
No,
It
3.
would have been 3.
3.
Math.
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 Math isn't
Math
real.
is real.
And then, in order to make up for that, Russell Westbrook comes and fouls a 3-point shooter. Nuggets are in disbelief. Aaron Gordon stormed off the court, pissed off. And this was the one true moment where I think Nuggets fans collectively were like, ugh, why, Russ? Why? These are those moments.
Not the first time Denver people have said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
With this Russ. Well, mostly a different Russ, but yeah, this one
hurt.
This was painful. It was a fun game to watch. Don't get me wrong. Watch it down the stretch. Don't know how he missed that layup. Like first of all, just dunk it. Why are you not dunking it instead of laying it in? But even if you're laying it in, that's impossible to miss. Impossible to miss. Christian Brown should have just kept it.
Christian Brown is one of the best, if not the best, fast break point bucket getter in the NBA. Keep the ball.
He made the right decision. The right decision. He can't know that Russ is gonna blow a wide open layup. Afterwards, I was just listening to TNT, and Candace Parker was like, he should have just pulled it out, and because there was only this much time left. And I'm like, no, you take the free layup. There's still too much time. You take.
It's a 2-on-1.
Yeah, you take the free layup. We were missing free throws left and right at the end of that game, so you take the free layup.
Yeah. So unfortunate there for the Denver Nuggets. Now they're battling for the whatever they want to try to manipulate. We said that it's super tight in the West, so we'll see what ends up happening. Nuggets not playing anybody tonight. They're just throwing out all the backups, all the third stringers.
We're only down 4, Chris. Only down.
It
4.
is a back-to-back, which we are very good in back-to-back. So maybe there's a chance that
Russ Redemption Tour. He's got 23 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. He's not a starter for the Nuggets, but he's the only guy. If I listed off, if you're a casual fan of the NBA, if I listed off the other guys that are playing for the Nuggets tonight, you would assume I'm making these players up. Except for DeAndre Jordan, but DeAndre Jordan is 85 years old. So,
and weirdly enough, man, DeAndre Jordan's been one of the best. Like, he's been so good too. Like, he's been good, and I just don't understand. Maybe they're not playing him as much because they're trying to, like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. He's old. I get it, but man, it's a struggle sometimes, man. It's a struggle sometimes.
Canada, this should be a question. More love for Nuggets fans for Jokic or Chiefs fans for Mahomes? I mean,
It's kind of
as much as I love Jokic, it's got to be Mahomes just because, like, outside of Denver, I don't think there are a lot of people that appreciate Jokic. So, like, just strictly Nuggets fans, yeah, they love Jokic. Mahomes is obviously just a far bigger superstar and, like, one of the biggest names in all the sports, where Jokic just doesn't have that appeal because he's, not American. His game is perceived as not exciting, although I could debate that easily and tell you how you're wrong about that, but he just doesn't have the appeal that, like, a Mahomes has.
Yeah,
But
Mahomes.
for Nuggets fans, they love him.
I mean, Nuggets fans, yeah, and it's starting to grow. I mean, Jokic put up the highest triple-double, scoring triple-double, I should say. I mean, he put up earlier on a 20 rebound, 40-20-20, which that was insane. I mean, he's doing things that has never been done. We were talking a lot about the best centers ever in ranking the best centers. And I know a couple of you guys, I think Medic was in there. He was like, oh, I have him in the top 10. I'm like, he's probably in the top 6 minimum.
He's definitely in the top 6. You can't put him outside the top 6.
Yeah.
And you can argue after that.
Yeah.
He's definitely top 6.
So, yeah, it's only a matter of time. It's a small market. NBA isn't as widely. If the Nuggets have won, like, the last 2 or 3 championships, it would be the Mahomes kind of vibe where everyone's kind of sick of him. But it's hard to get sick of him until he wins as consistently.
They're only sick of him winning MVPs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not of team success yet.
Yeah. Not quite there yet. So, yeah. So there you go. The Nuggets still have one of the all-time greats, and it's lots of career left. All right. Next up, let's go ahead. We have, for all you hockey fans, especially Brendan.
Oh, okay.
39 goals at 33 years old. We have Ovechkin.
Did you say at 33 years old?
39 and
No,
39.
Oh.
I think he said 33 goals at 39.
Oh.
That's
I
what
think
it sounded like.
I
Did
thought
I-
you said 39 goals at 33 years old.
Oh, 39.
Maybe he did.
Maybe I did. Maybe I don't know. But getting closer and closer to the old-time record here. So,
What is he, like 3 away?
Like 4, I think Brendan said.
I think he got a goal tonight.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's or 3
He's
from
three.
tying.
He's 3
Or no,
goals
3
from passing.
3 from breaking it. Yeah.
3
he's
goals
3
from
breaking
passing.
it.
So he will get there. Only a matter of time, but he's
Wow.
inching his
I mean,
way.
if they count playoff goals, he should get there this season.
Do they count? Does
I
hockey
don't-
count like playoff goals in your all-time? They should, but do they? I don't know. Like the NFL's. So I mean, sports are weird like that, where they're like, you can't count playoffs. I'm like, those games occurred. So
Yes.
in fact, they're more important.
Yeah.
So why would we not count those?
Yeah. So,
Yeah, everyone's apparently cheering for him. I didn't know how much people hated Wayne Gretzky. I didn't really have like a feeling one way or Wayne was like, I wasn't that into hockey when Wayne was playing, so I didn't really know. I wasn't into hockey until Colorado got a team in '96 or whatever, and we won a Stanley Cup in the first year, and then I got spoiled. But apparently Wayne's just hated.
it's kind of like there are certain legends and different. I mean, it's the Hulk Hogan tree. Everyone hates Hulk Hogan. I mean, he's like a legend. Everyone knows his name. Everyone hates him.
To be fair, I think Hulk's done some things that makes him more hateable than Wayne's done. But,
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right.
or at least for half the population. Sure.
Let's keep it to hockey because 26 years ago today, Scotty, we had the greatest rivalry in sports. It was the Red Wings and the Avs.
By Patrick Waugh.
And this was the best fight between Patrick Waugh, Chris Osgood. That Detroit Red Wings Avalanche rivalry was one of the greatest, not only in hockey, but all of sports. It was recognized every time these two teams got together. It was fireworks. And this was not any, this was always the case. Scotty, do you remember watching these games?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
I
they were the
remember.
best.
I hated the Red Wings. Like, hockey was like not my number one sport, but the Red Wings might have been my most hated team. That was how intense that rivalry was. The NHL's kind of got away from fighting now a little bit. I think it was like a week or two ago. There were two goalies that were about to go at it, and the refs like
they stopped them.
it. I'm like, why? Don't stop it. This is what you need. This is clicks online. This is viewership. This is people being like, look at this. This builds up interest. Let those goalies go at it.
Yeah.
Let them go at it.
Let them go. Yeah. It's,
On that same note, like imagine if other sports had hockey style fights. Like just imagine baseball, someone gets plunked, and instead the bench is clearing, everyone gets off the field, so the pitcher and batter could fight.
Honestly, let's do it. Let's do it. Just you can't use a bat.
Yeah. Yeah. Just drop the glove,
weapons,
drop the
no
helmet.
weapons allowed. Let them fight. I don't care.
I mean, why do you think
you
that?
know who's the worst fighters for some reason? NBA players.
Oh,
Can't throw a
they
punch.
can't connect anywhere.
NBA
Can't
players are
throw
weak.
a punch to save their lives.
Speaking of which, did y'all see? I think it was a Minnesota game as well. Like
Minnesota and Detroit.
Yeah. Like the commentators were hyping this up as some huge brawl.
No, it
Or
was
just, like
it
guys
was
pushing each other.
it was
It was more like grabbing and pushing each other.
Yeah.
Like, it was a tickle fight.
But why do you think the
Yeah.
Four Nations was so? I mean, I know there's like some political aspects behind it too, but the Four Nations was big because you got the entire team dropping gloves off the opening face-off. Like, make it let it happen.
It's a part of hockey history. Like, let it. I don't know why. I get why they've gotten away from it because we as a civilization have gone soft. But come on, I mean, we want to watch it. Let it happen. Just let it happen. Break it up when they're just hugging each other at some point. Then we'll move on. Give them 5-minute majors and let's get on with the game.
Or give them all torpedo bats and then just see them. Let them go at it.
Well, that's. I wouldn't go that far, Chris.
Speaking of torpedo bats, I mean, this was on Pardon the Interruption a little bit earlier on, but there's some debates on whether or not MLB should do something with the torpedo bats or whether they should just let it go. Because some people are saying this is good to have in Major League Baseball. We've been complaining about the domination of pitching, and we haven't seen the offense. It's all about the pitchers dominating each game, and it's not fun to watch. Well, now you have these torpedo bats. All of our Poindexters and data analysts put together these bats, and now they're going to be all over the Major League Baseball. I mean, do you like them, Scotty?
I think the Yankee Stadium is a bigger problem than torpedo bats in general.
That's
stadium's
fair.
a joke. It's just a home run alley of like it's a little league ballpark. But I'm fine. Like baseball's always tried to transition to more runs and more excitement.
Yeah.
So why would you ban something that is providing that? Listen, strikeouts can still happen. All right. Like they still have to make contact. Yeah, the bat's a little wider down there, but if the Rockies aren't using it, immediately go to it. Immediately. What do you have to lose?
Just do it.
What
There
do
have
you
been-
have to lose?
There have been a few teams that have supposedly already put in orders for torpedo bats.
Yeah, everyone. I do not think MLB should ban it because like it's providing excitement. Like a lot of times in today's MLB, you're down like 4 runs in the 4th, and you're like, it's over. Like we can't come back from this. But with the torpedo bat, Chris, maybe you can. Maybe you can.
But it's not just only in baseball, Scotty.
There's torpedo. Well, at my house, yes. Oh,
Quentin
that's what I
Johnson is trying to get torpedo gloves so he can start catching footballs.
thought.
Where's Keep Close?
Where's
was that
Keep
an April
Close?
Fool's joke yesterday?
Yeah, it was an April Fool's.
Okay.
But
Where's
the
Keep Close?
torpedo receiver gloves have made their debut, and Quentin Johnston is the one who's busting these things out. He's got the Mickey Mouse gloves because he has so much trouble catching footballs. So, shout out.
Not according to Keep Close, who he's the greatest wide receiver to ever put on a uniform for any team. Because he caught touchdowns this year and had like 400 yards. But yeah, I stay away from X as much as possible on April Fool's Day. Chris.
Yeah,
a
it's
problem.
bad. You have to
tough.
avoid it.
It's tough. Even the things that are real, I'm like, that's not real.
Yeah,
That's
like
fake.
it will. Hey,
All right.
Wills!
Joe
Thank you.
Quills. What's up, Joe? How are we doing? How is your stream? Welcome in. Good to have you. Go follow Joe if you haven't already, and make sure you guys give him a follow. Love you guys. Welcome in, Joe. Good to have you, buddy. We're doing a little bit of a deep dive on the social media of the week, so you're in just in time to see some of the funny and thought-provoking posts all over X. So good to see you guys. All right, next up, Scotty loves his golf. Scotty,
Well, Chris, I'm very excited for maybe the best sports weekend of the whole year is coming up after this weekend.
that
Chris,
did.
but I don't know. I
But
don't
there's
know where you're going.
also some crossover in golf. You have a lot of athletes. We also have Bryson DeChambeau trying to catch a football from Matthew Stafford.
Did see this.
And I want to know your thoughts, Scotty, on the effort of trying to catch the route, first of all, and the attempt on the catch for Bryson DeChambeau.
To be fair, what percent of the population is catching that heater from Matthew Stafford? It's a low percentage. However, I think it probably caught Bryson off guard on how hard he threw that ball. But he asked, because the audio's not here, he like asked whoever the camera guy was, he's like, is he any good? And he's like, he could probably play, he thinks he could play in the NFL. So he's like, all right, let me just fire it in here. Gotta catch with your hands. He let that get too close to the body, Chris.
Yeah.
Too close to the body. You gotta catch with the hands.
Yeah. This is you teach your kids like, hey, get the hands out there. And Matt Stafford, yeah, he put some mustard on this ball.
I would guess over 90% of the population would drop that ball as well. So I'm not gonna give Bryson too hard of a time, but yeah, stick to golf, buddy.
Because you're a Bryson guy now.
I am a Bryson guy.
You all of a sudden you've come around on old Bryson.
His social media, and obviously this was a breaking 60 with Stafford. So yeah, I like Bryson as a golfer. After I hated him for many years.
See, you're right, Joe. You need to give him the torpedo gloves. Give him the torpedo gloves. He
Yeah.
would have caught this.
Yeah, with the torpedo gloves, that wouldn't even touch skin. That he just might have had to get a palm on it, and it would have just stuck. Give him those stickum gloves, like in Little Giants or whatever. Put a little extra on those gloves.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of April Fools, did you see? There was another post. I didn't save it, but your boy. There was someone who said Hunter Dickinson was coming back to
Saw that.
Kansas. I was like,
And people bought it.
People
like,
bought
he
it.
He just got a 7th year of eligibility, and people are like, "No, I can't believe it. How is this possible?" I'm like, "The fuck no, he didn't. Get out of here.
get out of here.
Go to Europe and go play basketball. And I never want to see or hear from you again."
Just wait, the Nuggets are going to draft him in the 2nd round.
No shot. No shot. That guy can't finish from 2 feet against guys that are 8 inches shorter than him.
All right, couple more. We're gonna get into a little bit of the media, and then we're in some weird stuff in the world news, and then we're gonna get on to the Final Four. But first of all, I want to get a little bit of we like singing, we like food, we like singing on this. So here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna rate. I'm gonna see if I can get the volume up for everybody. There was a contestant on American Idol. Now, she had
That's still going.
it's still going. Carrie Underwood is one of the guest hosts. Now, one of the contestants did a song that I think we all know, and my children know very well. So we're gonna go ahead.
He cheats.
Nope.
If it's probably from Frozen.
Now we are going to rate this and see how good she performed to this on a scale of Carrie is number 10 and she did as good as Carrie versus 1. It was not even close. Let's see if we can hear it.
I don't hear it. Jack, do you hear it?
I hear it. Oh.
Alright, what a night, it's finally here. Sunday night football is kicking into high gear. The stars have arrived. Come on, get up and cheer. The NFL's best have come to play. Coast to coast, there's just one thing left to say.
Woo!
Waiting all day for a Sunday night. The tough get rough in a primetime fight. It's more than a game, it's everything's right. That's why we're waiting all day for Sunday night.
Ooh.
My daughter loves the Sunday Night Football.
Oh, it's so
much.
good.
Won't watch the game, but loves. I have to replay it for her.
That's
She's like,
same thing.
do it again, Dad. Do it again.
Brooklyn knows this song. She's like, is Carrie this weekend? I'm like, no, we have a long time before the NFL season comes back to watch Carrie on Sundays, but she loves it. And this contestant nailed it. I would say if I close my eyes and listen to her sing, I would be like, is that Carrie doing like a thing here for fun? It was a 9.6 on a scale of Carrie Underwood.
I'd be lower.
Mm.
She doesn't have the power in her voice that Carrie does. Not.
You got the
quite,
music critic here.
Yeah, obviously, I have a keen sense of knowing good sound when I hear it. It was good. It was very good. It wasn't Carrie. It was probably like a 8.1 for me.
8 point. Oh, harsh. Yay, harsh critics.
8.1 is good. 8.1 is good. Did she move on?
I think she did. Yeah. I didn't go down the wormhole of it. I just saw it and I was like, oh, okay.
Joe Quill says I give her a 9, but I'd still DQ her since this is on ABC and not NBC. Isn't American Idol on Fox or did it change?
I
It
don't
used to be
know.
on Fox.
I have no idea.
When I watched
think
like
she's
10 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. But either way, that's true. I'm surprised. Yeah, they can't love that because it's definitely not on NBC, so problematic. But hopefully they moved her through. I don't know.
Yeah.
Carrie, don't be a
hater.
Yeah. Now, is she going to win American Idol? Absolutely not.
That's
No
probably not.
chance.
All right, last one. All right, Scotty, the world is changing. We have in China that is officially released Flying taxis. 2 Chinese companies have obtained the commercial operation certificate for autonomous passenger drones. And these are going to be in action in the next year in China, flying people around, air taxis. How much confidence do you have in calling an Uber, air taxi, and how much do you think this shit costs? How much do you?
It's got to be wildly expensive. It doesn't. I don't even know if that would make sense in America because everyone, it's very spread out. Big country, Chris. I don't know if you knew that. Not that China isn't, but everyone's compacted in like Beijing and shit like that. So, would I get in one of these? No. Would I would get an autonomous car. Like I was out when we were in Arizona, Chris. I saw one as I was pulling up to the Pop Stroke, the pup place. And it kind of like, because we don't have those yet in Colorado, it kind of like freaked me out a little. I was like, wait, nobody's driving that car, but that's normal out there. I would not go in something that's elevated above the ground where there is not anyone manning the wheel of that or whatever it is. No, I wouldn't do it. Would not do, and it would be wildly expensive. Like
how much does it take to get from, get from?
Where are you going? They like this. I don't know. Yeah. No, not for me. And we also live in Colorado. Maybe if you're on the East Coast, where like you can jump from like city to city, that's still reasonably close in a helicopter. Here, what good city is near us, Chris?
Yeah,
close enough for an autonomous helicopter.
What good city?
Yeah, we got nothing.
What good city are you even in?
We got nothing.
You could debate that Denver's not a great city, and I wouldn't. They have some flaws.
I guess for me, how does this work with local aviation? Like, how does this? How do these computers know? Oh yeah, the air is cleared.
Well, they have to be nowhere near an airport, and they're flying way under elevation wise what a airport I would imagine.
Yeah, tell that to the helicopter that crashed in that plane. And
you also have to find a place to land. Like,
true.
It's not dropping you off at the restaurant you're trying to go to that night, Chris. There's not a helicopter pad on every restaurant in China that I'm aware of.
Maybe there is now. Who knows?
They drop you like
still. Then you have to get in. You gotta get a helicopter Uber and then a car Uber to go to the place you're trying to go.
They have to find the field that they dropped you in and get you somehow to the last leg of your. It's almost like what was that show back in the day? Amazing Race. Yeah, it's something like that where you're just.
I appreciate the idea and the trying it out. I don't know if this is gonna last. I don't.
So you don't think this is the future? You don't believe in it?
Where are you landing, Chris? Where are you landing?
The landing spots is a little questionable. Like especially in a highly populated city, where are you landing this thing? Agreed. So China, man, they're putting out some shit out there,
Yeah.
I guess
Good for China. Yeah, this seems like for show. Like all those helicopters were lifting off at the exact same time. Also in the snow. Didn't love that one shot there. Wouldn't get one in the snow. Well, maybe it's better in the air rather than on the ground in snow. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. I needed to show this for Rec. Sorry. One last video for Rec because his entire his team is a bunch of full of crazy clowns. Here we go.
Oh, this team.
Yeah. Just crushing some batter's tape. No big deal. Not spitting it out.
Just call time and like that's why you have a bat boy. Just throw it to the bat.
But to be fair, there's only one. You only have one time at parade being. I don't know if he used it then or not.
He's. I guarantee this guy struck out this.
He did. He struck out that pitch.
I don't even know
on that pitch.
The exact pitch.
Didn't even know, but I called it.
Yeah.
That exact pitch right after that.
That just seems unnecessary.
Yeah, his reasoning was that like pitch clock was running down. He had to hurry up and get set.
But you don't have to eat it.
Just
spit
put
it out.
Down. Put it down.
Spit it out.
Throw it in foul territory.
And he did in fact swallow the piece of tape.
Idiot. Yeah.
No, he
Yeah, he did.
Why? That's even worse. Why swallow it?
This is why the Cardinals will never win anything. This is why the Cardinals will never win.
He struck out on this pitch and he still swallowed the tape?
Yeah.
Just spit it out.
And afterwards, he was asked if he'd do it again. He was like, "Nope, that tasted horrible."
I mean,
Literally, I don't know who this is, but he
That
should
Wilson
be
Contreras.
he should be removed from Earth.
idiot.
For actually, not even for chewing it, but for swallowing
For
it.
swallowing
That doesn't
it.
make any sense at all.
But yep, that is Wilson Contreras who got
Jer-
a shitload of money a couple
Jeremy.
years ago.
The Cardinals don't just suck; they also swallow.
Hey, we at least have
Multifaceted. That's
we've
important.
at least discovered offense this year, so I'll take it.
We're about 5 games in, so
Yeah, I
It's-
know.
There's a lot
Yeah,
to.
this is a lot better than we've looked in previous years to start off.
We're 5.
Progress is progress. Even if it means eating tape.
that's a psychopath.
That's a sign.
He's a psychopath.
Yeah.
I mean, they did have to move him away from catcher just because he kept getting hurt, and it was
Right.
like, nope, I gotta do what I can to win.
Hide your kid, hide your wife. Like I don't know
Yeah,
what else to say.
like he did as close as he could, as close as he could to the plate, which ended up getting his arm broken on a backswing.
Do you think tape? When does tape just get stuck in your stomach? Because it's sticky,
I mean-
or like when does that come out?
Parents used to say that gum would get stuck in your stomach if you swallowed it. Just never
Yeah,
come
but
out.
Gum hardens and whatever. Tape? Well, tape probably does too, but disgusting. How does that? How does that exit the body? I don't know if it does. Might be in there forever.
All right. Oh, actually, last thing. I just keep finding gems
yeah.
here. I just keep finding gems. Rec, you might know this a little bit. This popped up on my radar. You know how a lot of minor league baseball teams have various different, just theme nights where they can go out and they can be someone else. The Isotopes turn into the green chili cheeseburgers or the mariachis once or twice a year. Well,
Yep. We got the Memphis Chicks down here.
Yeah.
Chickasaws.
the Chesapeake Oyster Catchers
This was from a couple weeks ago.
is another theme night, Scotty.
Now,
The Oyster Catchers.
they literally challenged a elementary school to create a graphic for the logo here. They're like, what if we just have a mitt with an oyster and a baseball in it?
Oh.
That's what you're
Or-
concerned about? Does it not look like anything else? in
or
particular?
it,
Or have you never actually seen it?
let's just say,
Come on now.
let's just
It just
say
looks a little. Never mind.
it was this moment that Twitch banned ActionLab Sports for showing inappropriate looking
That's an oyster
Imagery.
face. Come on.
But now what you do is you get the hat with that logo on it. You get the old Tetas hat from the Rangers, the Anos hat from the Angels,
Get the tetas.
and the old Oakland ass hat.
Can we find a way to get all of these different hats
will.
and jerseys and make it a thing? I would
I will.
love.
That oyster is balls deep right there.
That's horrible.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
Yeah. That's an unfortunate way to have a theme night in minor league
I
baseball.
do like Canada's here. Why is the ball getting blurred? Why is that blurred out?
I've never understood that. I saw that too. I was like, it's kind of weird that they blurred out the ball. Maybe because they want it to be like a oyster, like you know how it's kind of cloudy. Oysters are, pearls are cloudy. Maybe. So maybe they're trying to emulate that, but
It's a pearl, obviously.
yeah. Sure. Yeah. anyways, there's that.
Great work, new
Yeah,
Chesapeake.
and that's to go along with the Orioles. What was it, that Chesapeake hot dog thing they had
Yeah. Or
with the crab dip
the crab dip.
and the
What
and
they
the
should
fried
do is
tomato?
combine the hot dog theme with the oyster theme and make a logo off that. That would be real good.
Breaking news. San Francisco got their torpedo bats in.
The San Francisco
Do they-
Giants have
do
the
they-
torpedo.
Do they
Yeah.
just have a ton of runs?
Right here. No, they're on screen. The new bats are,
Oh,
they got shipped
there's other
in.
teams doing that. Sure, I guess.
Torpedo bats are making their
Those are-
debut in
those
San
are
Francisco.
Those are thick.
Ah, man. Yeah. Yep.
No cork in that bat. We don't have to worry.
Those are the kind of popcorn when I get into the end of my mouth. Yeah. Super salty. Yeah, basically. Those torpedo bats will have some real pop in San Fran, for sure. For sure.
Hey yo.
Hey. All right, guys, there you go. Those are all our Twitter posts of the week. We will be doing some more of these. Guys, if you want, I could always mix in some more pop culture stuff too. Obviously, we do a lot of sports related items, but I mean, we did the China flying car thing. If you guys want to see more of those types of things,
That was not a car.
let me know. Flying
Jones.
drone or whatever
Drone
those
taxi.
are. Drone taxis. If you like some of the weird things in the world, I can start incorporating more of those. So let me know if you guys like that or not. But there you go. All right. So let's go ahead and we have our final 4 teams left in the NCAA basketball tournament. And it is going to be going down between Florida, Auburn, Duke, and Houston very, very soon. And I'm going to go ahead. We'll pull up some of the odds. We're going to break down all these games and figure out what we're expecting to see from all of these matchups in the tournament. So let's go ahead. Let's break it down. Let's start with the odds. Let's go ahead and get into the odds. We talked about this a little bit the other night. But again, this is the first time since 2008. All number 1 seeds are in the mix for the Final Four. And Florida and Auburn will be the first matchup this Saturday. The Auburn Tigers are 2.5 point underdogs against Florida with an over-under total at about, it's 159.5 is where we're setting it at right now. Florida on the money line, minus 146. Auburn plus 122 on the money line. Meanwhile, the second matchup of the night, we have the Houston Cougars and the Duke Blue Devils. Duke is a 4.5 point favorite over Houston at minus 235 on the money line. And the total, a lot lower, accounting for Houston's suffocating defense that we've seen in a few games this tournament. The over-under total in the other game was about 160, right? 159.5. This one's 135.5. So different type of game that we're going to be seeing in this one. Scotty, you picked Florida. I picked Duke as my champion. Are we on a collision course with both of our teams making it to the championship?
I mean, if I had to rank how the teams would look, or like who I think is the best team, if I rank these 1 to 4, I would probably go Duke 1, Florida 2, Houston 3, and Auburn 4. Now they're all very close. Like, I think I saw a stat the other day. We've always talked about Kim Pom and their ratings on here.
Yeah.
Kim Pom's been around for like 30 years, Chris. The ratings of these 4 on Kim Pom right now, and I think there's partially a reason for this that like maybe with a grain of salt, but
1, 2,
their
3.
Kim Pom rating, all 4 of these teams would be in the top 10 of since Kim Pom has started as far as a team. Now, I think that's partially due to lack of depth in college basketball this year and just not a lot of good teams. But these teams are really, really good. This is the first time I think I've ever picked all 4 1 seeds to make the Final Four, and I felt really lame doing it. But here we are. They all made it. I just thought these are clearly the top 4 teams in the country, which should make it fascinating to watch. These games should be great. Starting with that Florida Auburn game, dude, I'm just gonna ride my boy Walter Clayton Jr. Dude, that dude is as clutch as it gets. Obviously, Florida had some issues at times and had to have a crazy comeback against Texas Tech in the Elite Eight to make it here, but they got that done. All these teams outside of Duke have kind of had their challenges. Auburn, not necessarily. Houston, obviously, has had a couple of close games, but blew out. I mean, they held what? Tennessee to not Tennessee. Who they play in the Elite Eight? Held them to 15 points in the first half. That's just insane.
Oh yeah. Houston. No.
Well, who were they playing, Chris? Yes, it was Houston. It's upsetting me that I don't. It was it was Tennessee.
Yeah.
It was Tennessee.
No, it was Tennessee.
I was right. Rec tried to tell you that Tennessee eventually is going to have problems. So these games should be great, fascinating to watch. I do have a Duke Florida final in my bracket. I would lean both those. I do think Houston's going to be a really interesting matchup for Duke. And I think I've talked about on the stream, like the problem with Duke is they have not played a lot of close games this year. So what happens if they face any adversity? Because they really haven't faced adversity in this tournament thus far. Outside of that Arizona game being pretty close in the Sweet 16, but that was up and down, where Houston they're going to be frustrated offensively at times, probably going to go on scoring droughts. I think Houston is a very tough matchup for Duke. I think if I'm picking a team to win, do I think Duke will win? I do, but it would not surprise me at all if Houston wins that game. Florida Auburn, I just think Auburn, and they're a little beat up. I just don't know if Auburn has enough. I think 1 through 5, Florida has the most balanced team of any of these 5, where all 5 contribute and are really, really good players. I think I saw a ranking of the top 16 players left in the tournament. All 5 of Florida players were in that top 16. Only team that had that. So they're balanced. They have Walter Clayton, who has proven to be clutch in multiple games in this tournament. Great story there. I think Florida's going to be dangerous. I actually think, and I hope Florida wins it all, but I think Duke would have an easier time beating Florida or Auburn than they will Houston, just because of the style of play that Houston plays.
Yeah. Well, and I think, and I'll touch on a couple of these teams too. Duke have 3 players that are projected to be lottery picks. They have in the top 13 at least in some aspects of the NBA draft. They will have 3 dudes that are going for sure within the top 15. So the absolute talent. Throughout the course of the season, Duke usually has the top 2, if not top 3 players on the court at all times. Now, there's going to be some more competition here. You got some 1 seeds that are going to be in the mix, but from a pure star power standpoint, Duke, they have the NBA caliber talent more so than any other team on this in this Final Four. But going back to your boys on Florida, Florida's interesting because you know what they've kind of been built on a lot of, like, they go on crazy runs. Like throughout the course of this tournament, they've gone on runs. They were down 9 points with 3:14 against Texas Tech. They ended the game on an 18-4 run, which obviously I was watching and really upset about. Because I picked Texas Tech in my Final Four, and they just choked that game away. They outscored Maryland 47-33 in the second half of their Sweet 16 win. 53 points in less than 17 minutes against Norfolk State. I get it. They're not great, but still. And then in the SEC tournament, they were tied with Tennessee at 16 with 11:30. And then they had 8 minutes later a 12-point lead. Like, Florida can put up points very quickly. And just because they're down in these games, or just because they might be in a tight game, doesn't mean that they can't get really hot, really fast. And they do that all behind Walter Clayton Jr. Clayton Jr. is just a monster in the second half of these games, just raining down threes. He's been such a key to everything that they've been doing. So Florida, I mean, I just like the way that they've, regardless of the situation, they've seen deficits and came back. They've seen close games and found a way to win. So that's what I like about Florida a ton in that matchup against Auburn.
Yeah. They found a way to win at times. Obviously, SEC, they had a ton of, a lot of tough games in that conference, as did Auburn, obviously both in the SEC. These teams are familiar with each other in Florida and Auburn. I actually don't even know off the top of my head what their season record were. I know Auburn kind of fell off down the stretch, and then Florida won the SEC tournament. I think Florida is going to find a way to win there, and I think the more interesting game is Duke Houston.
Yeah, Duke Houston's going to be a massive game. I think that's my more exciting game. I think Florida feels like the team that I'm going to be expecting to make it, but I mean, the thing that really helps Houston, and I think that's going to they're going to try to lean on and keep themselves, is their 3-point shooting. I mean, that's kind of what really got them
second best in the country.
Correct. Making nearly 40% of their shots from behind the arc, with 3 starters shooting 42% or better. Like, they are lethal from 3. And so that's another thing that if Duke finds themselves in a big hole, and you live by the 3, die by the 3. But if the 3's going down for Houston and you have that suffocating defense, that's a lethal combination of not only limiting points for your opponent, but just being able to just create massive deficits for your opponent to have to dig out of. So that's the part where Houston can be, it's insane.
And Duke's a great 3-point shooting team as well. They were 8th in the country this year. So those two teams, very, very good at 3-point shooting. However, what I find a little interesting is Houston on the season is 39.7% from 3. In their last 3 games in the tournament, they've shot 40.6. So right around what they are. Duke on the year, 38.6. In their last 3 games, they've shot 53% from 3.
Bruh.
And that's incredible. But is that sustainable? So while they've looked amazing in all of these things, can you continue to shoot 15% better than you did on average during the season moving forward? And obviously there's a long break here, and you're playing the best defense by far you faced in this tournament, or maybe all year in Houston, probably all year. So that'll be interesting to watch if Duke can continue to just blow up from 3 like they have in this tournament, or do they fall back to, even, and when I say earth, even if they fall back to 38%, that 15% drop is huge in a game like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think too, what advantage we talked about the star power for Duke. Duke also has a ton of depth. Like, they have dudes coming off their bench that would be starters for most other teams. Caleb Foster, top 30 recruit in high school, coming into college. Isaiah Evans could be selected early in the second round in this draft coming up as a late round draft pick. Mason Gillis helped Purdue reach the national title game a year ago. And who was it? The other guy, Patrick, forget his Ngongba, the second, was 26th in ESPN's ranking of the 2024 recruiting class. So they have not only talent at the top, but they got depth coming off the bench too, where they're just such a talented team. And it's going to be fascinating to see how they match up with a team. Like, Houston's going to have to muck this game up, I think, if they want to have a chance to win. And they're the team to do it with the defense that they have. They can make them frustrated and turn that defense into offense through just grindy style of a gameplay. So you're right, though. The best game, I think, of these two is the game that has the larger spread of the two, and that's the Duke-Houston. I almost lean Houston plus 4.5 in this game.
Houston plays close games. A lot of times they can blow out teams, but they don't always do that. And they kind of did with Tennessee, but they don't always do that because they slow it down. Now, the other big advantage though Duke does have is just size.
Yeah.
Duke is
Massive.
much bigger. I mean, they have human beings that I'm just like, how does this person exist? So it'll be interesting Houston being able to match up with that size. Like Houston's a little shorter, but they got beefy guys that can like weight wise hang, but like the height difference on the boards and getting buckets in the paint will be interesting to watch. Houston has better finishers in the paint as far as post players, but Duke has just massive size, and more of Duke's guys are more like, alley-oop finishers or get a rebound and put it back in, on the interior a little bit.
Yeah, they're Kaman Mulak or whatever his name is, 7'2", 250, 7'6" wingspan, and he's 18 years old.
Is he 18? Can we verify? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, he's an absolute beast.
Yeah, he's definitely a guy that, especially from a defensive standpoint, anchors that Duke defense as well. The Braves have officially been eliminated from the playoffs. Hey, welcome to the Braves, the Rockies. All of them have officially been eliminated. It's basically where we're
Might be
at.
too soon on the Braves, but the Rockies, we're done. We're done.
Because I feel like that's what people bring up: 3-point shooting, this 3-point shooting, that. As far as best 3-point shooting team in the final. I mean,
We answered that.
Yeah.
With Houston and Duke being
The-
the top two, but
correct. I mean,
in a one-game situation, you never know. Just get hot, right? Get hot at the right time. As far as Florida and Auburn, I'm trying to see where they're on this list.
now it's kind of we've alluded to it. Even though you have Florida, do we feel like the winner of the national championship is coming out of the Duke Houston? Has a good chance. I think
if Duke, even though I have Florida, I think if Duke wins that game, yes. If Houston wins that game, they certainly could, but I think Duke has a better shot in the finals than Houston would. Houston, that would be pretty much like a toss-up game to me with whoever they faced.
Now, real quick, I want to show something here. Let's turn this off real quick. Now, we also have hypothetical matchups in this. Let's go ahead. Let's bring up these hypothetical matchups. So these are matchups that are between Duke and Auburn, Houston, Auburn, Florida, Houston, so on and so forth, that are bettable according to FanDuel Sportsbook. Now, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at these real quick and see what these look like, because this could give us some insights into what we're, maybe leans one way or another. Duke and Auburn, if they played, they would be a 6.5 point spread. Duke would be favored against Auburn. Houston versus Auburn, 1.5 point spread. So a lot closer. Florida, Houston, 1.5 point spread. But the matchup that we think, that could be one of those finals, Duke and Florida. Maybe this is an early line, but Duke and Florida, 4.5 point spread in favor of Duke, which is what the spread is for their current matchup with Houston. So, interesting.
Which it's interesting that Florida would be a 1.5 against Houston, but then the same spread against Duke. So I don't know if that's just. I don't know. I can't explain that fully, but those feel relatively right. That's why I kind of said if Houston wins, they'd be kind of a toss-up against either team, whereas Duke would have a little more cushion there against either of those teams.
Yeah. And then meanwhile, so it should be -2.5 Duke versus Florida, says Canada.
And it is -120 and -102, so it's close to probably like a 4 or 3.5. It's getting close to that as well. But
yeah. -3. Yeah, it with the odds set as where they. Yeah, it's interesting for sure. Meanwhile, I guess the NIT is still going on. Speaking of, we have Chattanooga and UC Irvine hanging out here. I didn't even know they were playing. Is this the championship? Is that? Where's the NIT at right now?
Don't know, don't care.
Yeah, I guess we're all. Is the NIT?
I don't think players care anymore.
No.
Half the players are probably already in the transfer portal. If they're not
Yeah. Well, isn't the transfer portal date like
it's already
a week ago? 2 weeks ago?
It's already opened up. Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, we didn't even talk about all of the changes. I mean, CSU lost their coach. New Mexico lost their coach. Like, everyone's losing their coaches to these bigger programs, and they're just getting eaten up, Scotty. We thought anytime you think you have a coach that in a mid-major that does well, it's so they need to figure out a way to put stipulations in for coaches who leave before their contracts are like there needs to be some accountability.
Well, you can put buyouts in there, but
yeah, but it's just
I don't know how else I don't know. There's no other way really to do it. Unfortunately,
it's
the landscape of college basketball. It is what it is. Unfortunately, and I'm torn on CSU's new coach because it was an assistant, Ali Faroukmanesh, who could be a good coach, but also went to Northern Iowa and had a famous 3-pointer late in a second-round game against Kansas in a 1-8 matchup that upset us. I'm not quite over yet.
Yeah, that's okay. You can. I mean, that's what therapy's for, right?
Yeah.
But here we are, and then Maryland coach went to go coach Villanova now. So Maryland had a great season. Maryland got, he's moving on to Villanova to coach them coming up. So lots of movement, lots of everything. So just the landscape, I think, given the fact that we have 4 1-seeds, we talked a lot about it on this show. It's great that we have very good matchups in the Final Four. We don't have some matchups that we just know. We watched the other night, Scotty, the NC State Wolfpack 1983 NCAA tournament, the Jim Valvano championship, where the 8 seed came in and won. Oh no, they were 6. Sorry, they were 6 seed.
They were not. Yeah, I think
6 seed. The 8 seed is the lowest it's ever won. But
was it 7 or 8? It was Villanova.
It was Villanova at 8. It was Villanova at 8. So 6 seed winning it. Those days, I think, are done. We're never gonna see anything, especially anything lower, like a 9, 10, or above. We're never gonna see anything. It's never happened before. But now we're getting to a point where, I mean, can we expect a 5 seed or worse to win anytime? Like, I don't know.
2 years ago, UConn was a 4 and won it. So, like, let's not. This year's been hopefully a little outside what the norm will be. Yes, the favorites and the higher end programs will have an advantage, but like, hopefully we get a little more competitive balance. Although, again, getting to see now the 4 number ones and the clear 4 best teams in the country fight it out. The national championship. It's the tale of like everyone loves seeing upsets until they have to watch them the next round.
Exactly.
And you're like, like to watch Duke play Wichita State or whoever, like, not as intriguing as those big name matchups. It
turns into what we see in college football, where that's the one that a lot of people aren't talking. Everyone's upset that Cinderella's, and that's what makes it fun, and it is in the early rounds. But when you see a 7 seed in the Final Four with a 1s and 2s, there's no real shot that 7 seed is going to be a team that you're going to be like, yeah, they have a shot at beating one of these top seeds. It just doesn't happen. And so you want the best matchups when it's all said and done. And that's what we got. So, I mean, again, I think I was a little bit like, oh man, sad and nostalgic of seeing the Cinderellas. But when it boils down to it, you want to see the best games in the Final Four. That's it.
Yep.
So there you go. These are the Final Four preview that we have for you. Again, all these games are going to be Saturday, 4:09 p.m. Mountain Time, the only time that matters, and 6:49 p.m. Saturday is the Duke and Houston. That's the late game that
What
we are.
a perfect time for both those to start. We must be in the best time.
Must be. So yeah, if you're not here, you can.
Central Time is best time.
No, false. Pump the brakes there on that.
Pacific is the worst. East is probably second worst, then the Forgotten Time, then Central.
You go to bed at like 4 a.m. Eastern is the worst.
Yeah. I don't have any idea what time that is. Is that in May? Wouldn't you like to know? Chairman, if you lived here, you would know, and you would love it.
Say check your clocks, but the power will be out. So.
And make sure your clocks are on batteries, because otherwise, no shot. All right, guys. Well, we said it was going to be a quick show tonight, and that's what we're going to live up to that. We're done way before we typically are. And, we had a nice quick show for you guys. But that being said, we are going to have NFL draft content for you this Sunday. This Sunday, we will be breaking down some NFL draft. We'll talk about some of the news. We'll maybe start breaking down some of the positions that are of interest and look at some mock drafts potentially and see where players are starting to slot in as we get a little closer. We're a couple weeks, 3 weeks away?
It's like the last weekend in April, so.
Yeah, so we still got like 4 weeks. We got 4 weeks.
About 4 weeks until the NFL draft.
Actually, it might be, I think it's 3 weeks from tomorrow.
So
check the exact day.
So
It's
either
3
way,
weeks from tomorrow.
we have some NFL draft coverage we're going to be pushing out to you guys because we know you guys love talking football. But
Yep, April 24th through 26th. So, yeah.
3 weeks from tomorrow.
absolutely. So
Also, speaking of tomorrow, we got any streams happening then?
no streams tomorrow. I got some work stuff happening that I cannot miss that go late tomorrow. So no stream tomorrow. I know. That's what happens when you get a job. It's I was retired for a little bit. I came out of retirement, i.e., I pulled a Tom Brady. I pulled a Aaron Rodgers. Well, is Aaron Rodgers retired yet?
He has not retired.
He's going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler.
I would like him to retire and then stay
Rick.
retired.
He's gonna be a Pittsburgh Steeler.
I would like him to retire and then to stay retired.
That's unfortunately for you.
What's happening?
It's a train that's coming down the track for you, Rick. That you cannot dodge it.
I hear that train coming. It's rolling through the bend. And I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when.
That singing is. We need to get you on American Idol. Is what we need to do.
Yeah.
That was
I already know. Yeah, I can't sing. I'm good at karaoke though because the junks don't know what good singing is, and I can keep a beat. Yeah, karaoke is my jam, not acapella.
Yeah, it's gonna need a little bit of a facelift there, Rick. But it's okay.
There's no fixing. There's no the only way to fix that is to give other people alcohol, and a lot of it.
Yeah, but you got your boy, and I wish I could say to it's gonna be a fun ride. All you got to do
It
is
will not.
just relax.
Everything's going to be just fine.
Roger.
Russell Wilson was a more fun ride than what this is going to be.
Oof. That's sad. Isn't that sad? So, just wishing Russ was still around, That's how you know. That's how you know you're in a terrible situation. It feels Broncos usually are in that situation. Man, it feels nice to not have to. It feels nice that we're not the worst quarterback situation in the NFL anymore. So I'll take anything I could get on that front. Just saying.
Also feels good to have the best.
Are we gonna do a Stanley Cup bracket showdown? I don't know. We might. I don't know. I mean,
I know Hell was asking about that the other day.
That's maybe, but NHL, how they formulate their playoffs is, why are they so dumb? Why?
Why?
Yeah, it's a little different.
Stupid.
It's a little different. It's not as bad as some of the crazy NCAA tournament brackets that we see, where the best team just sits and waits for all the teams to beat up on each other until the last 2 rounds, and then
You mean Gonzaga?
with the WCC and it was, what was the other one? There was another one. Was it Mountain? It wasn't Mountain West, was it?
Well, some of those conferences that have like 20 teams.
Yeah.
where everyone participate. It's like a participation trophy, so they have to wait a couple games.
Sun Belt. Oh yeah, that's what I think it was a Sun Belt. Yeah, there was a few that are just really, really weird. Who knows? Who knows? But either way, that's going to do it for us tonight. We're going to send you over to Heavenly. We haven't sent you over to Heavenly in a while. He is very heavenly in more ways than one. So make sure you go.
Doesn't sing like Wreck at all.
Doesn't sing like Wreck, is a lot better looking than Wreck. And I mean,
Bar, but yes.
hey, thank you,
All right.
Chairman, for the
Chairman.
35 months.
Let's go.
My man.
Appreciate that, Chairman. Thank you for the love on the way out tonight. But go give Heavenly some love. We will see you back here this Sunday with some NFL content, and we will make sure that you guys are starting to get your NFL fix with NFL draft coverage. So, my sub literally expired at the end of the stream. See, it was meant to be. It was meant to be.
Oh.
Thank you, Chairman, for the always continued support. But we will be back live Sunday. Scotty, what else you got for the people?
Nothing. Appreciate you guys. We'll be back. Hopefully, I'll be back Sunday if I can stay awake.
We never know with Scotty, and now it's a wild card
It's
if
a
he's
hit and miss a little bit.
is Rachel in town?
She is.
Okay, so we are on a
Yes.
roll here with this one.
My man.
We got him. We got him back. Just got to steal him back. That's all. But between now and Sunday, first of all, have a great rest of your work week, school week, whatever you got. And be a good person. Go live in the moment. Put the phone down. Enjoy the people and friends and things around you. We'll be crowning the 2 halves. And we will have our NCAA final set by then.
Yep.
Lot going on.
Also, don't beat your kids.
Don't beat your kids. It's
That goes without saying. Right?
yeah.
That
Well,
goes
it sounds
without
like you needed to hear that, though.
Somebody ban him.
Ban. Nah.
Well, now you're banned.
All right, guys. Love you guys. We'll see you back here Sunday. See ya.
Deuces.
Bye, everybody.